Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone. And salutations unto the elect. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And things are heating up in America, and especially, during what Donald Trump calls a military operation, in which, we all know what this is going to lead to, which is World War III. Okay, and basically getting some news, okay, and because brother's been saying it, all right, when the military starts infighting, when the military starts to disagree with their superiors, all right, that's when we're almost at a free fall, because the military is the hammer. Okay, now if you have people infighting in the military, okay, then that's not good, especially in the middle of a war. All right, that goes to show you there's a lot going on behind the scenes, and Pete Hegseth is cleaning house, because there are reports and rumors that the generals and the chief of staff that were in charge, that they were not cool with boots on the ground. Okay, and Pete Hegseth is trying to clean house to get more generals and people that are agreeants with that, because there are what they call blue-blooded, red-blooded Americans that will not go against the Constitution. All right, you do have people in the military that is wholeheartedly about the Constitution, and they're not going to go against it, because this war, what they call a military operation, is illegal according to the international law. Okay, when you go look up the Geneva Conventions, okay, it shows you what is a war crime. And America and Israel, those people over there in the land of Israel, which are not the true Israelites, I call them Israelis, JJ, Small Hatters, 1948ers, they are committing international crimes. They're breaking war. They're doing war crimes. They're targeting civilians, targeting infrastructure and things that civilians need to survive. Okay, so there are some generals and the chief of staff, they're not okay with a lot of this shit. All right, and they're fighting. Okay, let's get this precept real quick. This is the book of Mark, chapter 3 and verse 24 in the NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Civil war will happen here in America. And trust me, these are not the only generals and what they call what's the word for it? Top brass, so to speak. These are not the higher ups in the military, the top brass. These are not the only top brass that agree. I mean, that are cool with all right, there are more people that agree with some of these generals. All right, says Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Thursday fired the U.S. Army Chief of Staff. All right, this is the highest ranking officer in the Army, if I'm not mistaken. All right, let's look that up. He's the second highest ranking officer on active duty in the Department of the Army. All right. Sorry, that's the vice chief. So the chief would be the highest ranking officer. Yep. As the highest ranking officer assigned to serve in the Department of the Army. The chief is the principal military advisor and a deputy to the secretary of the army. So you just fired the highest ranking officer in the Department of the Army in the middle of a war. In the middle of a war. And you Americans, you don't see what the hell is going on? The highest ranking officer in the Army has just been fired. And other generals. We almost out of here, man. All right, because they're about to fight amongst each other. All right, and there's going to be more of this. Okay, because Pete Hegseth the Lord got the spirit on Pete Hegseth and Trump to bring the collapse of America. Okay, and a lot of people have got to throw that in there. A lot of you people laughed at us and say we're crazy and that will never happen. But your president is a madman. The defensive secretary, Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, Pete Hegseth, he's a madman. And they're leading you Americans into World War III. All right. And a lot of these top brass, they don't want no parts of this. Because under international law, all right, under the Geneva Conventions, certain war crimes you can be put to death for. And these men, they don't want no parts of it. Okay, these men have been serving for when you look up some of these generals and the chief of staff, they've been serving since the 90s. All right, and they've been in war. Desert Storm, the war in Iraq. All right, they've been battle tested. All right, so that goes to show you that what's going on is pure fuckery. But it's all leading to biblical prophecy, and that's beautiful. Okay, and there will be a draft. You got to get drafted. For boots on the ground to happen, there has to be a draft. All right, because these people, Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth is going to send a lot of you Americans to the meat grinder. And you're not going to come back. If you do come back, you will come back. Well, you know what? The scriptures don't even speak about you coming back in a casket in World War III. The scriptures say there should be bodies laid upon the ground like dung for the fowls of the air to feast. Matter of fact, let me find that real quick. It's going to be a great supper for the fowls. They're going to have a great feast. Let's see. They eat the flesh. Yep. Revelation 19:17. And I saw angels standing in the sun, and he cried with a loud voice, saying to all the fowls that fly in the midst of heaven, come and gather yourselves together unto the supper of the great power. All right, because a lot of these people are going to die. Verse 18, that ye may eat the flesh of kings and the flesh of captains and the flesh of mighty men and the flesh of horses and of them that sit on them, and the flesh of all men, both free and bond, both small and great. All right. So there's going to be a great war that takes place soon. There's going to be wars over here in America. Okay. And the scriptures speak about that. Let me get that real quick. Second Ezra 16:33, the virgins shall mourn, which are the young women, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Why? Because these men, a lot of them are going to die. A lot of them are going to be hauled off to World War III. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. So where all of the men are going to go? They're going to go to war. And some of them are going to be killed over here. All right, when this thing go down. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. So the famine, the wars, a lot of men are going to die. All right. There's more women than men. All right. Some women, women are going to die too. Okay. So the thing, this is biblical prophecy happening, man. Okay. To bring strife. The Lord is bringing strife. Okay. Against these mighty men. All right. These top ranking officials in the military. The Lord is stirring up this thing, man. Stirring the pot. Right after the Passover. Boom. All right. They ready to clean house. Yep. The General George. He served decades. What else? It says it doesn't feel like a very thought out decision. George, a career infantry officer, So these men, they had high positions in the military. They probably told Pete Hegseth, go to hell. Fuck you. We ain't going. We ain't putting our troops on the ground. You're out of your mind. Some of these Edomites ain't going for that bullshit, man, because they know they're not coming back. These men know. They know if they go to boots on the ground in Iran, it's going to be a sacrifice. And these men, they don't want no parts of it. But guess what? The Lord mustereth the host of the battle. Who can resist his will? The Lord got the angels working on the minds of these men. All right, we've been bringing this out a lot. We're going to bring it out more. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. He not only controls the kings, the Donald Trumps and the Putins. All right, he controls these top ranking military officials as well. Pete Hegseth, all these men. Because it's time for us to be delivered. All right, it's time for us to go home, man. All right, our captivity is almost finished. So the Lord is speeding this thing up, man. So certain things have to happen in order for us to go home. And the Lord is making a speedy riddance of this place. All right, to get these Edomites start fighting against one another. Okay, amongst the military. And man, when we said, hey, once they start fighting against each other in the military, hey, we almost there, man. Okay. So, hey, man, buckle up your seatbelts and praise the Lord, man. We almost home. Just got a little bit more to go. But, a whole hell of a lot is going to happen in a very short span of time. So, hey, call all Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakakwada, Shalom.